Opening scene: the bank heist. The movie opens with an intense and meticulously planned bank heist. A group of masked criminals, all working for the enigmatic Joker, infiltrates a Gotham City bank used as a front by the mob. Each robber has a specific role: disabling alarms, cracking the vault, and eliminating witnesses. However, their real task is to eliminate each other one by one, ensuring no one else shares in the loot. The dialogue between the robbers reveals their distrust, with each questioning the others about the Joker, their mysterious boss. As they proceed, the paranoia builds, and each criminal betrays the next, following a carefully orchestrated plan. Inside the bank, chaos ensues. One of the hostages tries to resist, revealing himself as a bank manager. He shoots at the robbers with a shotgun, shouting about the bank's connection to Gotham's criminal underworld. The Joker, still masked, watches calmly, letting the other robbers handle the situation. As the heist progresses, the vault is cracked, and the money is loaded. The Joker ensures that each step of the plan is followed perfectly, but with a twist. Every member of his crew is systematically killed off by the next, leaving only him standing. The final moment of the scene delivers the big reveal. The last robber demands to know why the Joker isn't part of the plan. The Joker, wearing a sinister clown mask, pulls off his disguise, revealing his grotesque face painted with his signature grin. He delivers his first chilling line: "I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger," before escaping with the loot in a school bus, seamlessly blending into traffic as a line of police cars rushes past. The rise of Harvey Dent and Batman's struggle. The scene transitions to Gotham City's courtroom, where Harvey Dent, the charismatic and idealistic new district attorney, makes a bold entrance. He's determined to clean up Gotham's streets and take on the mob directly. In a tense moment, a mob enforcer tries to intimidate him by pulling a gun during the trial. Dent fearlessly disarms the man, quipping, "If you're gonna kill a public servant, I recommend you buy American." This quick wit and bravery earn him respect and admiration. Harvey's rising popularity positions him as Gotham's White Knight, a symbol of hope for a city mired in corruption and fear. Bruce Wayne, observing from the shadows, starts to believe that Harvey might be the key to Gotham's salvation, a hero who can lead the city without a mask. Bruce confides in Alfred, Michael Caine, expressing his desire to retire as Batman if Harvey can succeed. For Bruce, Harvey represents a chance to leave behind the dangerous and isolating life of the Dark Knight and pursue a normal life with Rachel Dawes. However, Bruce's personal struggles complicate matters. Rachel, now romantically involved with Harvey, remains conflicted about her feelings for Bruce. She tells Bruce that Gotham will always need Batman, subtly challenging his hope for a life beyond the cowl. This creates tension between Bruce's duty to Gotham and his longing for personal happiness. Meanwhile, Harvey and Batman's partnership grows. In private meetings with Commissioner Gordon, they form a plan to strike at Gotham's criminal empire by targeting its finances. Batman uses his resources and intelligence network to help Dent identify and freeze the mob's assets, forcing the criminals into desperation. The trio forms an uneasy alliance, Dent as the face of justice, Gordon as the law's enforcer, and Batman as the shadowy protector. Despite their progress, Bruce remains burdened by the weight of his dual identity. He wonders if he can truly hand over Gotham's future to Harvey. The Joker's offer to the mob. After Batman, Dent, and Gordon disrupt the mob's operations by freezing their assets, the remaining crime lords are forced into a desperate meeting. In a dimly lit warehouse, the mob bosses gather to discuss their next move. They're on edge, realizing their money is no longer safe, and their power is slipping away. As tensions rise, their accountant, Lau, joins the meeting via video call. Lau explains that he has moved all of their money to a secure location far beyond Gotham, away from the authorities' reach. While this moment offers them temporary reassurance, it's clear the mob's unity is fraying, and they're vulnerable. Suddenly, the Joker makes his entrance, interrupting the meeting with unsettling nonchalance. Dressed in his signature purple suit and clown makeup, he saunters into the room, dragging a body bag that contains the corpse of one of their enforcers. The mobsters look on, half in disbelief and half in anger, as the Joker mocks their predicament. He delivers his first chilling pitch with a sense of chaotic humor.
I know why you're afraid to go out at night. The Batman. See, Batman has shown Gotham your true colors.
Poses an outrageous solution to their problem. For half of their money, he will kill Batman. His bluntness and lack of fear shock the mobsters. One of them, Gamble, angrily challenges the Joker, calling him a freak. In response, the Joker delivers one of his most infamous lines, "Why so serious?" while terrifying Gamble with a knife and recounting his gruesome backstory about how he got his scars. Despite their doubts, the mob realizes the Joker might be their only option to deal with Batman. His unpredictability and willingness to do what others won't make him dangerous, but also effective. Some reluctantly agree to his terms, while others remain wary of his unhinged nature. The scene ends with the Joker delivering his final warning, "If you're good at something, never do it for free." As he walks out, the mobsters are left grappling with their decision, unknowingly setting in motion a chain of events that will plunge Gotham into chaos. The Joker's deadly ultimatums. Gotham City descends into chaos as the Joker begins making good on his threat to force Batman into revealing his identity. His campaign of terror starts with chilling precision, a series of brutal murders targeting public figures tied to Gotham's justice system. A judge presiding over key mob trials is killed by a car bomb. Police Commissioner Loeb is poisoned. Both deaths are accompanied by ominous Joker cards, warning that his spree is just beginning. The tension rises as the Joker publicly announces his next ultimatum. In a broadcast hijacking Gotham's airwaves, he declares, "People will die every day until Batman reveals his identity. Starting tonight, I'm a man of my word." The city is thrown into panic. Fear spreads like wildfire as the Joker demonstrates his ability to strike anyone, anywhere. Even Bruce Wayne feels the pressure as he watches innocent lives being lost because of his secret. The Joker's next target is Harvey Dent, Gotham's beloved district attorney. During a public fundraiser hosted by Bruce Wayne, the Joker and his men crash the event, searching for Harvey. Chaos erupts as the Joker toys with the terrified guests, mocking their desperation. His unhinged behavior becomes even more chilling as he confronts Rachel Dawes, threatening her life while delivering his infamous, sinister story about how he got his scars. Amid the chaos, Bruce secretly changes into Batman and intervenes, saving Rachel and the guests but failing to capture the Joker. The scene underscores how the Joker's presence turns every situation into a high-stakes nightmare, leaving Batman struggling to keep up with the villain's escalating tactics. As the Joker's body count rises, the pressure mounts on Bruce Wayne. He begins to question his own limits and the cost of his crusade. Rachel urges him to consider stepping forward and revealing his identity to save lives. Bruce's inner turmoil deepens. If he reveals himself, he ends his mission as Batman but might save Gotham from the Joker's wrath. The scene closes with the Joker setting the stage for his next move. He sends a chilling message to Gotham: the mayor is next. After Harvey Dent falsely claims to be Batman to lure the Joker into a trap, Gotham's streets erupt into chaos. Dent is taken into protective custody, escorted by a heavily armed police convoy that becomes the bait for the Joker's next move. The scene transitions to a tense night on the streets, with the convoy winding its way through the city. Unseen by the police, the Joker prepares his ambush. Suddenly, an armored semi-truck smashes into the convoy, and the Joker emerges in full force. Driving with reckless abandon, he uses a combination of heavy artillery and twisted creativity to disable the police vehicles. A rocket launcher is fired, causing a massive explosion that leaves the convoy vulnerable. Meanwhile, the Joker gleefully taunts the police, laughing maniacally as he wreaks havoc. Batman arrives in the Batmobile, turning the tide of the battle. Using his advanced technology, he shields the convoy and counters the Joker's assault. The chase becomes a high-octane showdown, with Batman pushing the Batmobile to its limits. When the Batmobile is damaged, Batman switches to his sleek Batpod, weaving through the chaos to confront the Joker directly. In a dramatic face-off, the Joker stands in the middle of the street, daring Batman to hit him with the Batpod. The Joker taunts him, screaming, "Come on, hit me." Batman veers off at the last moment, crashing instead. The Joker approaches, relishing his apparent victory, but before he can strike, Commissioner Gordon, revealed to be alive after faking his death, arrives with backup, capturing the Joker and ending the chaotic chase. The Joker is taken into custody and held at Gotham's Major Crimes Unit. As he sits in an interrogation room, he appears eerily calm, almost as if he planned to be caught. Batman and Gordon exchange wary glances, sensing that the Joker's capture may not be the end of his plan but the beginning of something far worse. The dual kidnappings, Rachel and Dent. As the Joker sits in the police interrogation room, the tension in Gotham reaches a boiling point. Batman interrogates him, desperate for answers. In this iconic scene, the Joker taunts Batman, pushing him to the edge. With his signature chaotic grin, He reveals that Harvey Dent and Rachel Dawes have been kidnapped and are being held in two separate locations rigged to explode. The Joker forces Batman to make an impossible choice: save the woman he loves or the man who could be Gotham's savior. The clock is ticking, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Batman demands their locations, and the Joker, in his twisted way, gives him the addresses. As soon as Batman leaves to save Rachel, the Joker escapes police custody, taking advantage of the chaos he's created. Batman races through the city, speeding toward the address where Rachel is supposedly being held. At the same time, Gordon and his team rush to the other location to save Harvey. The tension mounts as time slips away, with each second bringing the captives closer to death. At Rachel's location, she and Harvey are tied up, separated but able to hear each other through a radio connection. Rachel remains calm, trying to reassure Harvey, but her voice betrays her fear. Harvey, meanwhile, struggles to free himself, but in the process, he knocks over a barrel of flammable chemicals, dousing half of his face. In a shocking twist, Batman arrives, not to save Rachel, but Harvey. The Joker had lied, switching their locations to cause maximum pain. As Batman rescues Harvey, the building erupts into flames. The explosion engulfs Harvey, burning half of his face and leaving him screaming in agony. Meanwhile, across the city, Gordon and his team arrive too late to save Rachel. The building detonates, killing her instantly. The aftermath is devastating. Harvey is rushed to the hospital, physically and emotionally scarred. Batman is left grappling with the weight of Rachel's death, realizing the Joker's true intent was not just to kill but to destroy the hope and humanity of Gotham's heroes. The Joker's plan has succeeded in sowing chaos and despair, leaving Gotham's protectors reeling. This pivotal moment sets the stage for Harvey's transformation into Two-Face and the ultimate unraveling of Bruce Wayne's personal and moral resolve. Two-Face's revenge. Scarred physically and emotionally from the explosion that killed Rachel, Harvey Dent awakens in the hospital to a horrifying reality. His left side is severely burned, and half of his face is grotesquely disfigured. Despite Gordon's reassurances, Harvey is consumed by rage and despair, feeling betrayed by everyone he trusted: Batman, Gordon, and the system he once championed. The Joker, in his quest to dismantle Gotham's moral pillars, visits Harvey in the hospital, handing him a gun and urging him to flip his coin for justice. This interaction solidifies Harvey's transformation into Two-Face, a man who now relies solely on the flip of his coin to decide life and death. Harvey escapes the hospital before it is blown up by the Joker, leaving a fiery trail of destruction in his wake. Two-Face begins targeting those he holds responsible for Rachel's death. He starts with corrupt police officers, luring them into traps and flipping his coin to determine their fates. Two-Face's vendetta escalates as he goes after bigger targets. He confronts Maroni, the mob boss who had a hand in the chaos that led to Rachel's death. In a tense confrontation, Two-Face flips his coin and spares Maroni but kills his driver, causing the car to crash and leaving Maroni's fate ambiguous. The Joker's reign of terror reaches its climax with a twisted social experiment designed to showcase Gotham's moral decay. Two ferries, one carrying civilians and the other transporting convicted criminals, are stranded in Gotham's harbor. Both ferries are rigged with explosives, and each is given a detonator, one that will blow up the other vessel. The Joker's ultimatum is simple yet horrifying: if one ferry destroys the other, its passengers will live. If neither acts, he will detonate both at midnight. Panic and fear consume both ferries as the passengers grapple with the Joker's impossible choice. On the civilian ferry, the passengers argue heatedly, with some insisting they must act to save themselves, while others pled to hold onto their humanity. Meanwhile, on the ferry carrying the prisoners, the tension is equally palpable, with some of the criminals debating whether they deserve to live more than the civilians. As the clock ticks down, the Joker's experiment becomes a microcosm of Gotham's moral crisis. The passengers on each ferry must decide whether to preserve their lives at the cost of their humanity or trust that the other side won't turn against them. The debate reaches a fever pitch on the civilian ferry when a man volunteers to use the detonator, but his hands tremble as he hesitates, unable to go through with it. In a powerful moment, a towering prisoner on the convict ferry steps forward and demands the detonator. Instead of using it, he throws it out the window, declaring, "You don't want this on your soul." His act of defiance shocks everyone, showing that even the condemned can choose to rise above the Joker's games. Back at the Joker's hideout, he watches the drama unfold, reveling in the chaos and expecting one ferry to destroy the other. When midnight strikes and neither ferry has acted, the Joker's expression shifts to frustration. Batman successfully disables the detonation device during a brutal fight, saving both fairies and foiling the Joker's plan. The sacrifice. As the Joker's chaotic schemes unravel, Gotham faces the fallout of Two-Face's vendetta. Harvey Dent, now fully consumed by his alter ego, kidnaps Commissioner Gordon's family, intent on making Gordon suffer the way he did. Batman arrives to stop Two-Face. Harvey holds a gun to Gordon's young son, his coin determining whether the boy will live or die. Two-Face blames Gordon for Rachel's death and Gotham's corruption, accusing him of being complicit in the broken system. Batman pleads with Harvey, trying to appeal to the man he once was, reminding him that Rachel wouldn't want him to become a monster. Two-Face's grip on sanity falters as he flips his coin for each of them, Gordon, his son, and himself. The tension peaks as the coin lands on its deciding side for Gordon's son. Just as Two-Face prepares to pull the trigger, Batman charges at him, tackling him off the ledge. Both men fall, and Harvey plunges to his death. Batman, barely surviving the fall, saves Gordon's son, but the damage has already been done. In the aftermath, Gordon and Batman stand over Dent's lifeless body. Gordon mourns the loss of Gotham's White Knight, knowing that the city cannot learn the truth about what Harvey has become. If Gotham's citizens discover that their symbol of hope turned into a vengeful killer, the fragile progress they've made will collapse, and the Joker will have won. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Batman makes the ultimate sacrifice. He tells Gordon to blame him for Two-Face's crimes. As the Dark Knight, he knows he can bear the weight of Gotham's hatred, becoming the villain the city needs to preserve its hope. The scene ends with Gordon reluctantly smashing the bat signal, signaling the start of a manhunt for Batman. As Bruce disappears into the shadows, a true Dark Knight,